Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this week's Aspire Achievement Assembly. I really look forward to this time of the week, and it is so lovely to be able to come together as a community and share in our pride in our Aspire values and to find out who has been successful this week in applying them to their learning and to their behaviour. So lovely. And so without further ado, let's remind ourselves of those values and what they are, because after all, they are the reason we're here. And here we go. So, aspiration, that ability to apply yourself to a goal, to set a long-term goal for the future, whether it be a small one or a large one, and to work towards it. And in fact, only this morning I was talking to a boy in the corridor who wanted to tell me, he stopped me all excitedly to tell me that he had recently changed his aspiration for his future, and he had these plans to be a doctor, but now he wanted to be a technician for computers and to develop the new tablet of the future. Fantastic. He knew exactly how he was going to get there, what he needed to do, which skills he needed to work on. Very inspiring to listen to him talking. Success, though, is so important, and actually that's what this assembly is all about. You can aspire greatly, but you won't get there unless you are successful in lots of little steps along the way. Just like that boy going up the ladder, lots of little steps. You can't get to know all your times tables in one day. You have to learn them gradually over time, lots of little successes. And at Thomas Harding, we have growth mindsets, and we understand that working hard every day builds to big things later. And we are good at that in our school. We have pride at Thomas Harding, pride in who we are, pride in our success, in our progress, pride in where we come from, pride of where we go, our school, our community, our family, our mosque, wherever it is that you are a part of, you are proud of it, and that's rightly so. Integrity, really important that you are the kind of person who people can trust, that people can rely on, and that people can get along with, because they know they can trust you to do the right thing, even if no one is watching, even in fact if doing the right thing is harder than doing the wrong thing. A person with integrity will still do the right thing. Resilience is so important to growth mindset, isn't it? And also, we've been looking at resilience this week as part of Children's Mental Health Week, where we've been looking at how being resilient can help us in our learning, but also in our life, and putting things into perspective and keeping going and not giving up, and allowing yourself sometimes to take a break, but then starting again. Don't stop till you're proud. Really important message. And equality, we have lots and lots of similarities, and we have lots and lots of differences between us all, but we are 240 people who are all equal. Nobody is more equal than anybody else. Everybody is the same and is treated the same at Thomas Harding. Very important that that's the way that you live, because treating people with equality is also a sign of integrity. So there we go. Our values do often link up brilliantly in that way. So let's start with our values, a part of the assembly. We've got so many to give out, so I am certain that you have all been living with our values all week and had lots of success in the process. So we don't often start in year 6, so let's start in year 6. I think we should start at the top of the school, and we start with a resilience, which is great considering it's Children's Mental Health Week. For Freya, wow, Freya, you make me so proud for engaging in her learning and trying hard to complete what is expected of her, even when she's found it's not easy. And that's really important, isn't it? And your teachers are really good at knowing where your levels are, where your limit is, and how much you're capable of. So when you keep going even past that point, they spot it and they know, and they get very proud of you, which is why you've got that certificate, Freya. Well done. And then we have an integrity for Barnaby, always having suggestions to overcome tech problems and help others. Just writing those little comments in the chat during a meet has helped people answer questions that they've had. How wonderful that you've taken your time out, Barnaby, to help others. That's such a kind thing to do. Well done. And then we have a success for Tanuka for writing a very detailed diary entry about women during World War II as part of the English lesson. And I know in history you've been looking at the significant impact of women during World War II, haven't you? Which really links to our value of equality and of aspiration and success, and how they helped to shape the war. So it's fantastic, Tanuka, that you've stood out there and really been successful in your piece of writing. Well done. And then we have an aspiration for Lewis. Lewis interviewed a neighbour and presented it to the class, and it was amazing. I've heard some great things about this, and I'm going to make sure I dip in and watch the next time it's shown, Lewis, because apparently it's fantastic. So well done for that, and for bringing the topic to life for everybody else. Well done. And then we have a success for Joseph Elecna Goodwin for showing imagination in remote learning, choosing to add colour to his 3D op art project. I'm going to have get onto Google Classroom and have a look at that, Joseph. That sounds really exciting. Well done, very successful. And then we have another resilience for Erin. Well done, Erin, for always handing in her work on time. She always gets on with it without needing to ask for help. Well done, great independence and resilience, obviously, Erin. Fantastic. And for getting to those deadlines is going to really help you next year when you move on to secondary school. Well done. And then we have pride for Isabella. Oh, that makes me proud, Isabella. So lovely to hear that. You've been making great progress, and the work you submit is getting better and better. Really impressing your teachers. Well done. And then we have 2 golden tickets in year 6. And remember, if you're a remote learner, you're going to be doing different things to get your golden tickets than you would be if you were in school. In-school behaviour looks very different to remote learning behaviour. So it might be worth you reflecting on, how do you think children get these certificates when they're at home? Well, I would argue that one of the key ways is being on time to your Google Meets, sitting up straight and looking ready and engaged, answering questions when they're asked of you, but also handing your work in on time, doing it to the best of your ability, showing good behaviour for learning, which is a whole skill set that we do insist on in school. It's a bit more challenging when you're doing it from home, isn't it? To keep up with it when you haven't got your teacher reminding you. But this is great for independence for you to be doing that. So I'm so proud of children who do it, because they show that they are resilient, independent learners. And that's the kind of learner that we expect at Thomas Harding. So fantastic. And this week in year 6, that award goes to Rosa and to Stanley. Well done, guys. Very proud of you. Okay, so if we've done 6, shall we scoot all the way down to year 3 and have a look at what's been going on in year 3 this week? And we start with our first pride. We've got Leah for creating a fantastic video acting out the squiggly spaghetti scene from the Twit. I'm going to share this later on the website because it is fantastic. That year 3s, as part of their non-screen afternoon, did this. They did some dramas on that day, on Inside Out Day, all about scenes from the Twits, and some of them were fantastic. Felix and his mum acting in that particular scene. I was absolutely in stitches. And Leah, you are a natural actress. It was fantastic. And I was proud watching you. So I can only imagine how proud you feel of yourself. You've made your teachers proud as well. Well done. Real humour used. Great stuff. And then we've got integrity for Annie. Annie, you are always kind. You always try to help others when they're having problems on Google Classrooms. And actually, I've seen that myself in the comments on Google Classrooms. I've seen you being kind, saying lovely things, using emojis to show people that you're being supportive. It's really lovely that you're doing that. It's really helpful to other people, because not everybody finds the technology as easy as others. And some people need a little bit of support with it. And it's great that you're there, even when grown-ups aren't with you, doing the right thing and helping other people out. So well done. And we've also got an integrity for Teo, for recognising when the work is challenging and asking for help, because we recognise that that's not always easy to do. It's hard to admit that you're not sure about something. So well done for doing it. Really fantastic. And then we have an aspiration for Aisha, for always completing her work on time and asking for guidance when she needs it. And that's a sign of aspiration, because she clearly has goals she wants to hit. And she knows that turning in her work on time, and if she's stuck, asking for some support is the only way she's going to get to her goals. So well done, Aisha. That is fantastic. Good aspiration this week. And then we've got Harshim. You've got pride for putting effort into planning for his writing task based on the twits, making sure he's included in direct speech and interesting vocabulary. Brilliant. Using those tier 2 words, using the speech, using everything you've learned in year 3 so far to make your piece of writing as good as it can be. Fantastic, Harshim. Love to hear that. And I would love to read it when it's done as well. I would love to see your piece of writing. And then we've got success for Isna, using your newfound knowledge and confidence to help others, as well as continue to develop her own online skills. And actually, Mrs. Bennett sent me a clip of from Google Classrooms of you supporting others. And Mrs. Bennett was beaming with pride because she was saying, Isna has only just learned how to do this herself, and now she's showing other people how to do it. Well done. See, grown-ups notice. Teachers, LSAs, we are here watching you all the time, and we notice when you do something that makes us proud. So well done. And then we have a pride for Mickey for always continuing to work to the highest standard possible. He's created some fantastic pieces of work for English and for art. Well done, Mickey, fantastic. And finally, in year 3 this week, we have an equality. I think this is our first equality for Ibrahim, for always being polite and kind to his peers, making sure everyone feels included, especially during group work this week in English. Fantastic. And I've said before, and I think it's worth saying again, that actually it's easy sometimes, not for everybody, but for most of us, it's easy to be nice to our friends, and it's easy to be nice to our friends when we're in a good mood. But really, the true mark of your character is how you treat other people outside of your friendship circle. If you've got to work in a small group, if you've got to work with people who you sit next to you that perhaps you don't normally talk to, are you kind to those people all the time? And are you kind to people even when you're not feeling great yourself? And that's a real mark of equality and integrity. And Ibrahim, you clearly can have those skills, which shows you're a really mature, really grown-up young man. And that makes me very, very proud of you. So well done. And our golden tickets this week for our brilliant behaviour for learning are Raheem, Yusuf, Sayena and Marcy. Well done. Very, very proud of you. Very proud of you. Fantastic. Then let's go to year 5. And we start year 5 with a resilience for Demi. Demi, you've been working really hard, haven't you, with long multiplication. Never easy. Takes a lot of resilience to learn that and to remember how to do it. You missed some lessons, but you worked really hard to catch up and learn the method, and you've really impressed your teachers with how resilient you were. So well done. And then we have a success for William. William, you've been working really hard on your science fiction story. You've got some brilliant and creative ideas, and you've used excellent detail and description. Well done, that's fantastic. Sometimes it's hard to do description, especially in science fiction, because science fiction tends to be lots of action. So it's great that you are stopping and describing and building in that mental picture for the reader. That's going to really help your reader be gripped by your story and find it impossible to put down, which is exactly what we want from a piece of writing, isn't it? So well done, William. And then we've got success for Tanisha, for the fantastic effort you've put into writing your sci-fi narrative this week, Tanisha. You've included fantastic description and some tier 2 words to enhance your writing. Fantastic learning behaviour, Tanisha. That's excellent. So important you remember all of those things that you've been taught along the way to make your writing as good as it possibly can be. So well done. And then Sanya. Hello, Sanya. You've got pride this week, Sanya, but always taking pride in her work. You complete your work to a high standard, use the Meet link effectively to read her work aloud to an adult and to ask for any suggestions to improve it. Fantastic, using the technology to get support, being brave enough to read it out loud. And like one of the comments earlier said, actually asking for help is hard. When you've written something, it's hard to get critique on it and feedback and then to act on it because you're opening yourself up to those feelings. But wow, well done. What a mature attitude to learning you have, Sanya. Excellent. And then finally in year 5, we have a success for George. George, you are consistently handing in and completing all pieces of online work to a high standard. Well done. Fantastic. And we have 4 golden tickets in year 5 this week for Lexi May, Tiffany, Charlotte and Daniel. Well done. Fantastic behaviour for learning going on in year 5, I can tell. That just leaves us with year 4. So give me a wave, year 4. Fantastic. So whether you're at home or whether you're in school, let's see who in year 4 has impressed the teachers this week with their values. So we start with an aspiration for Jayden. Jayden, you have written a very effective opening paragraph for your fairy tale using wonderful descriptive writing. Well done. Clearly you aspired to do the best job you could. You worked out how to get there and you applied all of the learning you had and you have been successful. Well done. Roman, you've got pride this week for working incredibly hard with all of your work this week. Well done. That hard work and pride has been noticed. So good boy, keep it up. And then we have an aspiration for Amelia for excellent contributions and enthusiasms during online sessions and applying the knowledge to improve her work. I have to say, whenever I log into the Year 4 Google Meet, Amelia is normally sharing something and talking and bubbly, effervescing like you always are, Amelia. It's lovely to see you looking so happy even first thing in the morning. So well done, Amelia, keep it up, that's fantastic. And then we have a success for Isaac for a detailed explanation of the process of condensation and evaporation. Fantastic, Isaac. I'm going to have to make sure I have a look for that and read it because that sounds fascinating. Well done. And then we have an aspiration for Macy for being enthusiastic in our English discussions on Google Meet. Macy's ideas have inspired others. Wow, Macy, there's no greater bit of praise than that, is there? You've shared your ideas and others are so inspired. They're using some of your thinking. That's really good praise for you. Your ideas must have been fantastic. And thank you for sharing them and helping other people. Well done, Macy. And then we have a success for Moran. Wow, Moran, so lovely to see your name there, for confidently answering questions, participating in online sessions, and fully engaging in remote learning. Fantastic news. Keep it up, Moran. Wonderful. And then we have 4 golden tickets in year 4 this week for Marcus, for Zane, for Henry, and for Hanifa. Well done for being that gold standard of Thomas Harding behaviour that we expect. But remember, it's always that C word, consistently. And you must have been consistently fantastic in your behaviour this week. So well done. It's not easy. Remember, keep those golden ticket certificates because if you get 10, you become one of our Behaviour Champion Award winners. And we can never have too many of those young role models walking around school showing other people how we expect Thomas Harding students to behave. So fantastic. Okay, so all we've got left then for this week, I say all we've got left, my favourite bit of the week are the Lexia certificates. So we will start in year 3 with somebody who has completed level 3, which when you think about how long year 3s have been in, to have got to level 3 already is a real achievement. And I'm very, very proud of you, Joe. So well done to Joe for getting to level 3 on Lexia. Fantastic. And then finally for this week, a year 4 child has managed to get to level 6. Wow, so much hard work, dedication and resilience has gone into that because it's, as I say, it's working at home and it's working at school and it's making sure you apply your reading knowledge to be able to do that. So it's not easy, and that goes to Samuel Hall. So well done, Sam. Well done, Joe. Thank you for your hard work with Lexia. So all that remains is for me to say thank you to everybody for their hard work and their determination this week. We've looked at mental health this week across the school, and it is really important that the message that you take, if any, you know, that you'll take lots and lots of messages this week, I know, home, but the biggest one I want you to take home with you is to know that actually feelings are normal. You will experience lots of different feelings over the course of the day, sometimes multiple feelings at once that are really hard to unpick and identify, but your feelings are okay. It's not wrong to be angry, it's not wrong to be sad, it's not wrong to feel anxious, it's not wrong to feel confused, it's not wrong to feel any feeling, okay? And it's really important you know that. But if you feel a feeling and it makes you feel uncomfortable, it's really important you talk to somebody about it. Your trusted adult at home is the best place to start, whether that's mum, whether that's dad, whether there's an auntie, an older sibling. Talk to someone about how you're feeling, or log on to Google Meets and ask if you can talk to your teacher. But make sure you get it out of your system and you discuss it so that you can start to feel better. Okay, mental health is so important. We're living through very challenging times, but here at Thomas Harding, we are still here for you. We still love you, we miss you, and we cannot wait for you to be back with us. Okay, but for now, well done on your remote learning. You're making us very proud. 98% of you are fully engaged in remote learning, which is a phenomenal total. We are so proud of the efforts that you're putting in. Keep it up. One more week to go, and I'll see you next Friday before half term. So have a great week, Thomas Harding, and a wonderful weekend too, of course. And I'll see you next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.